Hey everyone, how's it going tonight? I hope you're all doing well. We just got out of the theater seeing The Batman. Oh man, okay, so don't get me wrong, I'm excited to talk about this. Really quickly, very quickly, guys. For the most part, I liked the movie. There were things that I wasn't a big fan of in this movie, but for the most part, I did like the movie. So with that being said, we're gonna get into talking this movie. So, The Batman. This is the newest film. It is directed by Matt Reeves. He did Cloverfield. This movie is 3 hours and it's PG-13. And also, I'm not a huge Batman fan. Just gonna say it right out the gate. I'm not a huge Batman fan. And honestly, guys, I wasn't even gonna see this movie. I know it sounds fucked, but I wasn't really gonna see it. Again, I'm not a big Batman film. It's PG-13. It's 3 hours. And I don't get Batman. I don't get the whole story behind it. I'm not a huge Batman fan. And it's nothing against Batman. I'm just not a huge action superhero film guy. But AMC reached out to me, and they invited us to a screening that we got to see a couple days early. So I was like, what the hell? I'll talk about The Batman. And I'm glad I saw it. So really quickly, The Batman. Yes. Going into the things that I really want to address, the elephants in the room. 3 hours. Yes, it's a 3 hour movie. It does not feel like it. It did not feel like 3 hours to me.
It
This
felt
thing,
like 30 minutes.
yeah, dude, this thing flew the fuck by. And that's with nitpicks. So getting that out there, the 3 hour runtime, don't even worry about it. This thing just flies by. And we stayed till after the credits. So yeah, it's a Batman movie. PG-13 Batman movie. So let's just say right there, that's obviously a good note. The thing I want to get into that was kind of like an effect that kind of hit me differently, and this is again the negatives, I guess I'm gonna get into really quickly. The movie takes a lot of directions. It goes a lot of different places, and with it being PG-13, there are times where I'm like, wow, cool, they kind of pushed that rating. And then there's times where I'm like, look, this should not have been this mellow. So that was kind of the thing with me that kind of stuck with me throughout the runtime is that the movie, it goes in a lot of different directions. And thankfully, since I don't know shit about Batman, I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to go into the lore or give you spoilers, so you're safe on that. But yes, this film goes into a lot of different routes, takes place with a lot of different timelines and a lot of different characters, and goes into a lot of, again, different directions. And with all that being said, the movie still for the most part was fine. As a whole, when you look back on it in the grand scheme, yeah, it's a well-made movie. I'm not denying that. But it does go to a lot of different places. And for me, as beautiful as the movie was and as well acted as it is, and the score, oh my god, the score, probably my favorite thing of the whole movie. It was still hard to focus on those great aspects because the movie went so many different areas, and I kind of was thrown off guard and was I had to get back on track with it. Another thing is, again, yes, the PG-13 rating. This, I was kind of hoping for that R rating. Joker got the R rating. I get it. Joker is more of a villain story. I get that. But this movie, again, there were times where, with how involved of a Batman this movie is, there are times where I'm like, look, that it needed that R rating. And there's times, for the most part, it does fine. It gets away with it. But, I went in that movie kind of, this is kind of a biased opinion, I guess you could say, but, I went in this movie, thinking, look, it's PG-13, just, it's a Batman movie. It's going to be a Batman movie. And it really does push its limits. It really doesn't. It was what you said, the holding back part.
Just like Batman, the movie had to hold back.
I thought that was really cute that you said that, but yeah, it for a PG-13 movie, again, because of the rating, I went into this and I was like, don't hold your breath. It's probably just going to be a Batman movie. And, again, there's been a lot of buzz about this movie. I've been hearing how gritty and grounded it is, and yeah, I mean, that's one of the mixed things about it, is that there were times where I'm just like, Could have done more with that. Could have done more with it. And then there's times where I'm like, you know what? You go, boy. You go, PG-13 rating. Whew. So it was a very mixed bag as far as like what the film, like its limits as well as its directions, which are two important things because that is, you know, majority, like that is the entire runtime is, you know, how much is this movie going to contain, how much is it going to give, and how, you know, and where is it actually going to go. So as far as that goes, which is extremely important things, it was a mixed bag for me. But going into now the acting, Batman and Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman, right? Correct me if you need to. Again, I'm not a huge Batman fan, but their chemistry, their characters, I loved it. I loved it so much. Batman and Catwoman's, like, their story arcs were so good in this movie. It was so good. I was smiling the entire time that they were on screen together. I was just engulfed by it. It was beautiful. As well as the score. The score is my favorite thing about the movie. Look, I don't know entirely what I'm going to give this grade yet, but whether I give this a fucking 5 or I give it a 9, I want to buy that vinyl. I want to buy it on vinyl. It's beautiful stuff. Holy smokes. And again, like, I'm not going to say that, like, you know, the movie was beautiful or anything. I mean, it has some great, you know, sequences. It's got some great action, some great cinematography. But I'm not going to say that, like, you know, looking at the movie visually, it's, like, the greatest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's a Batman movie to me. It's a Batman movie. The things that really stood out to me were the score and the performances, specifically Batman and Robert Pattinson as Batman and Zoe Kravitz. Colin Farrell, he did fine. Paul Dano as the Riddler, great stuff. There's other stuff and characters and performances that I am not going to get into. But there was some stuff in this movie where even like as a non-Batman fan, like I knew some shit was getting real. I knew where it was going, and the audience, and I was like, I feel you. I know. And I will say that you know, for someone who's not a Batman fan, this was full of surprises. It goes a lot of different directions again, and there are things that I feel like they held back on that they could have done more with. But again, the score as well as the performances, that is what really did this over for me. So personally, guys, I'm going to give this film, I'm going to give it a 5.3 to a 5.4. I know that sounds low. Believe me, I know. Hear me out. It is a well-made film. I am not denying that. And the performances, they were good. And again, the score, like, when you go and see a 3-hour, like, hyped Batman film like this one, and the thing that you come out with is, oh my god, dude, the score was my favorite part. I'm kind of taking that in. But in saying that, yes, there were good stuff. I liked the performances. I loved the score, obviously. And again, the film as a whole, it is not bad. It is a well-made film. Just the directions that the film took, as well as, you know, the limits that I noticed that I couldn't ignore, you know, I had to take that all in. So that is going to be my review as well as my grade for The Batman.
I feel like it was a classic Batman film. Like, you ever seen a classic Batman film? I saw the last scene, not going to spoil anything, just to be clear. I saw that scene, I was like, oh my god, this is a classic right here. This is a masterpiece. Again,
there was plenty of times where I was just smiling stupid throughout the film at times.
I'm just gonna say it. Move aside.
Christian Bale.
Move aside, Christian Bale. You got nothing on Robert Pattinson.
I was actually gonna mention that too. I'm like, dude, there's been so much, like, ever since Joaquin Phoenix came out as Joker, which I absolutely love Joker. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, actually.
Can we put the Joaquin Phoenix Joker in this movie universe, like, somehow?
There was that huge thing where it's like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger. Now, I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be the whole Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson, which I'm putting my money on Pattinson, dude. Pattinson did so good in this movie. He did really good in this movie.
At least you can't feel guilty because, you know, Christian Bale's still alive. He's a piece of shit, but he's still alive.
But yes, guys, that is going to do it, I think, for the review. I will say this. I know it sounds like a lower score, but I do want to see the movie again, and I plan to see the movie again. I want to get another take on it. But, yes, with all that being said, I do still recommend Batman. Don't hear me out. Don't get me wrong. I do recommend Batman. I will say this. Go see the Batman. It's got plenty of great stuff in it. But yes, guys, that is going to do it for my review. When you guys do see the Batman, let me know what you think. Take care, guys, and have a great night.